The subtle signs of aging and the hidden power of food. Have you ever noticed how, as the years go by, your body starts sending little warning signals? It doesn't happen all at once. Maybe it's a stiff knee when you stand up in the morning, or you find yourself getting unusually tired after just a simple walk around the block. And then, one day, you walk into a room and can't quite remember why you went in there. If that sounds familiar, I want you to know you're not alone. And more importantly, you're not broken. These are natural changes, but they're not just about aging. In fact, what you put on your plate every day might be playing a bigger role than you think. The truth is, many of the foods we grew up loving, those comforting pastas, sandwiches, crackers, even the so-called healthy granola bars, are loaded with hidden sugars and refined carbs. They sneak into our daily meals, and over time, they quietly drain our energy, fuel inflammation, and even speed up the aging process. It's like aging in disguise, and the disguise is on your dinner plate. But here's the good news. It's not too late to turn things around. In fact, it's easier than most people realize. There are real, whole, nutrient-packed foods that contain no added sugar, barely any carbs, and are tailor-made to support a stronger body, sharper memory, and more stable energy, especially after age 60. And in this video, we're going to uncover 10 of the absolute best foods that do just that. You might already have some of them in your kitchen. Others might surprise you. But every single one has the power to change how you feel day by day, meal by meal. So before we dive in, I want to ask you something. What's one food your body just doesn't seem to tolerate, like it used to? Maybe it's bread, or pasta, or even milk. Leave a comment, I read every single one. Let's talk about the foods that don't just fill us up, but actually lift us up. Let's get started. Part 1. The gut, immune system's best friends. Cabbage, Greek yogurt, two underrated heroes after 60. Let's be real for a moment. Getting older comes with surprises, some sweet, some not so much. Like waking up feeling bloated, or noticing that certain foods just don't sit right anymore. Maybe your sleep isn't as deep. Maybe your moods are a little all over the place. Or maybe you're doing everything right, but your digestion feels off, and you can't quite put your finger on why. Here's something you might not hear often, but need to. It could be your gut. Not your age, not your genes, your gut. And the good news? You don't need fancy powders, expensive pills, or some miracle cleanse to fix it. Sometimes, the answer is already waiting on the grocery store shelf, better yet, in your grandmother's old cookbook. Let's talk about two powerful, natural foods that can work wonders for your gut and immune system, especially after 60. And no, they're not trendy. In fact, most people overlook them completely. 1. Cabbage, the gut's forgotten ally. Cabbage. Yes, cabbage. The same humble veggie your grandma used to boil, shred, or pickle. Now, I'll admit growing up, I didn't think much of it either. It seemed bland, maybe even boring. But today, I see cabbage as one of the most underrated superfoods for anyone over 60. Why? Because it checks all the boxes: high fiber, zero sugar, low carbs, loaded with vitamins like C and K, and packed with antioxidants that your gut absolutely loves. Let's break that down. Fiber is the food your good gut bacteria feeds on. The more of it they get, the better your digestion, immunity, and even mood. Vitamin C, it boosts your immune system and fights off inflammation. Vitamin K, critical for strong bones and healthy blood. And the best part? It's cheap, it's versatile, and it doesn't spike your blood sugar. But here's the real magic. Cabbage supports the growth of good gut flora, healthy bacteria that help you absorb nutrients, feel full, and even sleep better. It's not just about digestion. Your gut is linked to your brain, your mood, and your immune system. And when your gut is happy, your whole body feels it. Ever notice how you feel more off after a few days of takeout or processed food? That's your gut talking. And if you're thinking, how do I even cook cabbage in a way that tastes good? Don't worry, roast it until crispy like chips. Sauté it with garlic and olive oil. Shred it raw into a tangy slaw. Heck, make a pot of cabbage soup when the weather's cold. It's comfort food that actually heals. I try to include it in my meals at least once a week now, and I can honestly say my digestion's smoother, my belly feels lighter, and I sleep better. This isn't a magic trick. It's just smart food. 2. Greek yogurt, your gut's best friend, but only the right kind. Now let's move on to something creamy, cool, and surprisingly powerful. Greek yogurt. But wait before you grab those colorful fruit on the bottom cups at the store. Let's be clear, not all yogurts are created equal. Most popular brands are packed with sugar, sometimes more than a candy bar. And if you're trying to support your gut, sugar is the last thing you want. What you really need is plain, full-fat Greek yogurt. Not the fat-free kind, not the one with artificial sweeteners. Just the real deal. Thick, unsweetened, high-protein goodness. Why is Greek yogurt so special? First, it's rich in probiotics, the good bacteria your gut thrives on. These tiny microbes help balance your digestion, reduce bloating, and improve regularity. And after 60, your natural probiotic levels start to decline, so adding them back in is essential. Second, it's packed with slow-digesting protein. That's key to preserving muscle mass, which becomes harder but more important after 60. Muscle keeps you balanced, steady, and strong. It protects your joints and helps prevent falls. Third, full-fat Greek yogurt contains healthy fats that fuel your brain, balance hormones, and nourish your skin and hair from the inside out. And don't let anyone tell you fat is the enemy. It's not. Your body needs it, especially now. Want a bonus? Greek yogurt also contains calcium and vitamin B12, both crucial for bone health and energy. No need for extra pills if your fridge already has this powerhouse. And it's versatile too. Add some crushed walnuts and cinnamon for a breakfast that feels like dessert. Toss in blueberries and chia seeds for a fiber-packed snack. Or go savory drizzle with olive oil, sprinkle with sea salt, and dip in veggies. Just remember, stay away from the sugary versions. Once you taste it plain and pair it with real ingredients, you'll never want to go back. Why these two foods matter more than ever. Cabbage and Greek yogurt might not be Instagram-worthy. They won't come in fancy packaging. But what they do offer is real nourishment, real results, and real support for the systems that matter most as we age: our digestion, our immunity, our energy, and yes, even our mood. And here's something I've learned firsthand. The better your gut feels, the better you feel. You move better. You think clearer. You sleep deeper. You wake up ready, not worn down. So if you're looking for small, affordable, everyday changes that make a real difference, start here. A head of cabbage, a tub of Greek yogurt. Simple, right? But so powerful. If you've already tried one of these and noticed a difference, drop a comment below. Or tell me, what's one food that made your digestion noticeably better? Coming up in the next part, we'll talk about tiny brain boosters and the surprising leaf that can recharge your energy. Stick around, you're going to want to hear this. Part 2. Foods that boost your brain. Energy. Walnuts, spinach, The quiet powerhouses after 60. Let me ask you something. Have you ever walked into a room and completely forgotten why you were there? Or opened the fridge only to stare blankly, wondering what you came for? It happens to all of us. But after 60, those little moments feel different. We start to wonder, is this just aging? Or is my brain trying to tell me something? Well, here's the truth. Your brain doesn't just age on its own. It's heavily influenced by what you feed it. And today, I want to introduce you to two brain-boosting, energy-reviving foods that are as simple as they are powerful: walnuts and spinach. They're not glamorous, they're not trendy, but they are exactly what your body and your mind are craving more of. 3. Walnuts, tiny brain boosters you can hold in your palm. Look at a walnut. Ever notice how it sort of looks like a brain? That's not just a coincidence, it's nature's little hint. Walnuts are loaded with omega-3 fatty acids, the same type of healthy fat you'd find in wild-caught salmon. But the beauty is, walnuts are plant-based, portable, and ready to go whenever you are. Just a small handful a day can support your memory, focus, and even your mood. Here's how. Omega-3s help reduce inflammation not just in your joints, but in your brain. Both, they improve cognitive function, making it easier to think clearly and stay sharp. They protect your heart, which is deeply connected to brain health. A healthy heart equals better circulation, equals a well-fed brain. And let's not forget, walnuts are also packed with fiber and protein, helping to balance your blood sugar and keep you feeling full. That means fewer crashes in the afternoon, fewer sugar cravings at night, and a more consistent sense of energy throughout the day. Speaking of cravings, if you ever get that 9 p.m. itch for something sweet, try this instead. A handful of walnuts with a cup of warm herbal tea. It's satisfying, calming, and gives your body what it really needs, instead of a sugar spike. Personally, I always keep a small container of walnuts on the kitchen counter. No prep, no mess, just real nutrition right when I need it. You can also sprinkle them over Greek yogurt, blend them into smoothies, or toss them into salads. They're tiny, yes, but mighty? Oh, absolutely. 4. Spinach, the power leaf that recharges your body. Now, let's talk about a leafy green that most people overlook until their body starts running low on energy. Spinach. I know, it might sound boring. It's not flashy like kale or trendy like arugula, but don't let its quiet reputation fool you. Spinach is a powerhouse. After age 60, your body's ability to produce energy efficiently can decline. Tasks that used to feel easy, walking upstairs, carrying groceries, suddenly take more effort. And that's where spinach comes in. Here's what this leafy green brings to the table. Vitamin A keeps your vision sharp and your skin healthy. Vitamin C boosts your immune system and helps with repair and healing. Vitamin K, essential for strong bones and preventing fractures. Iron, crucial for oxygen circulation. Without it, you'll feel winded and sluggish. Magnesium helps regulate blood pressure and supports nerve and muscle function. Folate supports brain function and mood stability. And you get all of that with nearly zero carbs and absolutely no sugar. So if you've been feeling tired, foggy, or a little off lately, your body might not be crying out for coffee, or supplements it might just be missing a few handfuls of spinach. Here's a tip. Spinach is incredibly easy to add to your routine. Toss a handful into your scrambled eggs in the morning. Sauté it quickly with olive oil and garlic as a side. Blend it into a smoothie. You won't even taste it. Stir it into soups or stews for an extra nutrient punch. It cooks fast, digests easily, and works quietly behind the scenes to keep your body running like it should. I like to think of spinach as nature's multivitamin, but tastier, cheaper, and without the pill. Why this matters so much after 60? Now, you might be wondering, why all this talk about gut health, brain food, energy levels? Aren't these just small things? No, they're everything. Because after 60, the little things become the big things. The energy to get out of bed without aches. The focus to remember names, appointments, stories. The clarity to enjoy your day fully, without fog or fatigue. And here's the truth most people don't realize until later in life. You don't need big changes. You need better fuel. The right food, real food, can sharpen your mind, stabilize your energy, and restore a sense of control over your health. Walnuts and spinach are a great place to start. They're not exotic. They're not expensive. They're just honest, powerful, time-tested ingredients that support your body in this chapter of life. So here's what I'd love to know. Which of these two have you already added to your day? And if not, what's stopping you? Leave a comment below, I read everyone. And if you have a go-to brain food that works wonders for you, share it. Let's learn from each other. In the next video, we'll talk about a protein-packed snack that doesn't just fill you up, helps preserve your strength, protect your bones, and fuel your independence. Hint: it's creamy, it's satisfying, and it might be sitting in your fridge right now. Stick around. This journey to better health, we're just getting started. Part 3. Strength from the inside out. Greek yogurt, sardines, eggs, the muscle building trio you're probably overlooking. Let's talk about something that often gets overlooked as we age, and that's strength. Not just strength in the gym, I'm talking about everyday strength. The strength to carry groceries without pain, to bend down and get back up without wobbling, to walk confidently without the fear of falling. Now, here's the thing: after age 60, our muscle mass naturally begins to decline. It's called sarcopenia, and it's completely normal. But just because it's common doesn't mean it's hopeless. In fact, there's a powerful way to fight back. And it doesn't require a gym membership or fancy equipment. It starts with what you put on your plate. In this video, I want to introduce you to 3 foods that do more than just feed your hunger. They fuel your strength, protect your bones, and help preserve your independence. Let's talk about Greek yogurt, sardines, and egg sand, why they're absolute staples in a post-60 diet. 5. Greek yogurt, the gut, healing, muscle-building power bowl. We've mentioned Greek yogurt before for gut health, but it deserves a second spotlight this time for your muscles. Here's what makes it so special. It's packed with slow-digesting, high-quality protein, which helps maintain and build muscle. It contains calcium and vitamin B12, crucial for strong bones and energy production. And it's naturally low in carbs and sugar if you choose the right kind. Now, let's talk real world. Muscle isn't just about lifting weights. It's what keeps us balanced, helps us get out of chairs, and protects us from serious injuries during falls. And the best way to preserve it? Consistent protein throughout your day. Greek yogurt gives you that in a quick, no-cook, delicious way. Personally, I love starting the day with a bowl of full-fat Greek yogurt, topped with a handful of walnuts and fresh berries. It's creamy, satisfying, and keeps me full for hours. Just remember, skip the sweetened versions. Those little fruit cups often have more sugar than a donut. Go plain, go full fat, and dress it up yourself with real ingredients. And if savory is more your style, try mixing it with herbs, garlic, and a dash of lemon juice makes a killer dip for veggies or grilled chicken. 6. Sardines, the tiny fish with a giant health impact. Now, let me be honest, sardines were never on my grocery list growing up. I used to wrinkle my nose at the thought. But once I understood what they actually do for the body, I gave them a shot and I've never looked back. Sardines are one of the most nutrient-dense foods on the planet. No exaggeration. Here's what they bring. Omega-3 fatty acids, powerful anti-inflammatory fats that support joint health and brain function. High-quality protein, essential for muscle repair and energy. Calcium and vitamin D. From the edible bones, yes, bones. These are soft and completely safe to eat, and they help prevent bone loss. And get this, sardines are also low in mercury, unlike larger fish like tuna or swordfish. That makes them one of the cleanest, safest seafood choices for older adults. They're inexpensive, shelf-stable, and incredibly versatile. You can mash them with mustard and lemon juice and spread on a piece of whole grain or low-carb toast. Add them to salads, pasta, or even eat straight from the can with crackers. I know it might take a little getting used to, but if you can make sardines a weekly habit, your bones and joints will thank you. 7. Eggs. Nature's multivitamin in a shell. Now let's talk about a classic that's made a huge comeback in the world of nutrition: eggs. For years, eggs got a bad rap because of cholesterol concerns, but modern research has completely turned that around. We now know that for most people, eggs are not only safe, they're one of the healthiest, most complete foods you can eat. Here's what's packed into each egg. High-quality protein for maintaining muscle mass and supporting metabolism. Choline, a nutrient that supports brain function, memory, and focus. Vitamin D, B vitamins, and healthy fats, especially in the yolk, which is the most nutrient-rich part. And guess what? Eggs have almost no carbs and no sugar. That means they help fuel your body without the blood sugar spikes and crashes. Want a quick, powerful breakfast? Scramble 2 eggs in olive oil, toss in some spinach or chopped tomatoes, and you've got a meal that supports your brain, muscles, and mood. Or boil a few at the beginning of the week and keep them in the fridge for a grab-and-go snack. Eggs are cheap, versatile, and deeply satisfying. And no, you don't have to throw out the yolks. That's where most of the good stuff lives. Why? These 3 foods matter now more than ever. Greek yogurt, sardines, eggs. They're not new, they're not fancy, but they're exactly the kind of real, whole food that our bodies are built to thrive, one especially after 60. You see, when we talk about healthy aging, it's easy to focus on numbers: blood pressure, cholesterol, weight. But real vitality, that comes from strength. From the ability to move freely, lift what you need, walk without pain, and feel like your body still works with you, not against you. And strength starts at the cellular level. It starts with nourishment. These 3 foods don't just support your muscles, they support your freedom. Your ability to do what you love with the people you love for as long as possible. So I want to hear from you. Which of these 3 do you already eat, and which one are you curious to try now? Leave me a comment below, I read every single one. And if you've got a favorite way to enjoy sardines or a killer egg recipe, share it. Let's inspire each other. In the next video, we'll explore the liquid gold of the Mediterranean and one surprisingly fatty fruit that your heart and hormones are begging you to eat more of. Stick with me, we're just getting started. Part 4. Healthy fats, happy body. Olive oil, avocados, chicken thighs, the fats that fuel you after 60. Let's talk about something that might surprise you. Fat. For decades, we were told fat was the enemy. Remember that? The low-fat craze of the 80s and 90s, everything came with labels like fat, free, light, or diet. And many of us followed the rules. We skipped the butter, feared the egg yolks, and tossed out the chicken skin. But guess what? That advice might have done more harm than good. Because here's the truth. Your body needs fat, especially as you age. Not all fats are created equivalent. The right fats can support your heart, your brain, your hormones, your skin, and even your energy levels. Today, I want to shine a spotlight on 3 rich, delicious, and surprisingly healing sources of fat that belong in every kitchen: extra virgin olive oil, avocados, and chicken thighs. 8. Extra virgin olive oil. Liquid gold for the over 60 body. They don't call it liquid gold for nothing. Extra virgin olive oil has been a staple in Mediterranean diets for generations, and if you've ever wondered why people in those regions live longer, healthier, and happier lives, olive oil is a big part of the answer. Here's what makes it special. Rich in monounsaturated fats, the kind that protect your heart and support healthy cholesterol levels. Loaded with antioxidants, which help fight inflammation in your joints, muscles, and even your brain. Zero sugar, zero carbs, just clean, powerful fuel your body recognizes instantly. Now let's talk results. If you're waking up with stiff joints, if your hands feel sore, or if your knees creak when you move chronic, low-level inflammation could be the culprit. And olive oil helps calm that fire, naturally and gently. But here's something even more amazing. Healthy fats help your body absorb more nutrients. So when you drizzle olive oil over your salad or saute your vegetables in it, you're not just adding flavor, you're unlocking vitamins your body needs. The key? Choose the right kind. Look for extra virgin, cold-pressed olive oil, ideally in a dark glass bottle. It should smell grassy, taste slightly peppery, that means the antioxidants are alive and active. I use it daily, a tablespoon in my morning eggs, a drizzle over roasted cabbage or salmon. Sometimes I even take a spoonful straight, yes, like medicine, because in many ways, it is. 9. Avocados, the fat that loves you back. Let's talk about a fruit that doesn't act like one and doesn't taste like one either. Avocados. Creamy, rich, and full of life-giving fats, avocados are hands down one of the best foods you can eat after 60. Here's why. High in monounsaturated fats, which support heart health and reduce inflammation. Packed with potassium, more than bananas, that helps lower blood pressure naturally. Full of fiber, which supports digestion, curbs cravings, and balances blood sugar. And here's something most people overlook. Avocados contain almost zero sugar, and they're very low in carbs. That makes them ideal for maintaining steady energy without the spikes and crashes that come from bread, rice, or sugary snacks. They're also incredibly versatile. Mash one onto a slice of low-carb toast with sea salt and lemon juice. Add chunks to your salad for creaminess without dressing. Blend them into smoothies or dips for a nourishing treat. One of my go-to tricks? When I'm short on time, I'll grab a ripe avocado, slice it in half, sprinkle a little salt and chili flakes, and eat it straight from the skin with a spoon. That's it. No prep, just satisfaction. Avocados are gentle on digestion, rich in nutrients, and satisfying in a way that makes processed food lose its appeal. And the best part? They don't just support your heart, they also help keep your skin soft, your joints limber, and your hormones balanced. 10. Chicken thighs, the protein hero hiding in plain sight. Now let me break a rule you may have heard all your life. You don't have to eat chicken breast to be healthy. In fact, after 60, the real hero might just be chicken thighs. Yes, the darker meat. Yes, the one with a little more fat. And yes, your body needs it. Here's why chicken thighs are worth embracing. rich in high-quality protein, essential for maintaining muscle mass, higher in zinc and iron than white meat, both of which support immunity, healing, and energy. Easier to chew, more flavorful, and more satisfying. Protein is critical after 60. It supports your balance, your metabolism, your bone density. But even more than that, it supports your independence. The stronger you are, the longer you move freely through life. And chicken thighs deliver that strength in a juicy, affordable, and downright delicious package. Roast them with olive oil and herbs, grill them with lemon and garlic, cook them slow in a stew or air, fry them for a crispy finish. You don't need breadcrumbs or sugar-laden marinades, just a few simple spices, and you're good to go. And here's a little secret: that crispy skin. It satisfies the senses in a way that helps prevent cravings later. Food that feels indulgent but fuels your body, that's a win. Why these fats matter most now. Here's what I've learned as the years have gone by. Feeling good isn't about restriction, it's about restoration. Restoring your energy, your clarity, your movement, your joy. And healthy fats are not the enemy, they are the fuel. They protect your heart, feed your brain, cushion your joints, and balance your hormones. So if you've spent years fearing fat, let this be your permission slip to let that go. Drizzle the olive oil. Enjoy the avocado. Savor the chicken thighs. Your body will thank you in the form of better energy, steadier moods, clearer thinking, and stronger movement. So tell me, what's one of your favorite healthy fats to cook with or eat? Have you tried drizzling olive oil on a warm dish of roasted veggies? Or found your perfect avocado combo? Leave a comment below. I love hearing how you make these foods part of your daily life. And in the next part of our series, we'll explore a truly luxurious fish that does more than delight your taste, but it actually helps protect your brain, heart, and skin from aging. You won't want to miss it. Part 5. The gourmet alley for your brain, body. Wild-caught salmon, the food that feeds your mind, muscles, and more. Let me ask you something. Have you ever had one of those mornings where you wake up feeling foggy? Like you didn't sleep well, even if you technically got 8 hours? You forget small things. Words don't come as quickly. You just feel off. Here's what I want you to know. That fog, that sluggishness, it's not just aging. Sometimes it's your brain calling out for better fuel. And one of the most powerful ways to support your brain, your memory, your mood, your clarity eyes, also one of the most delicious. Today, we're talking about wild-caught salmon. And if I could recommend just one food that feels tailor-made for people over 60, this would be it. 11. Wild-caught salmon, the brain's gourmet ally. Let's start with the basics. Salmon when it's wild-caught, not farm-raised, one of the richest natural sources of omega-3 fatty acids. These are the healthy fats your brain loves and your body can't produce on its own. You have to get them from food. And once you hit 60, omega-3s become more important than ever. Here's why. They help reduce inflammation in the brain, supporting mental clarity, better memory, and even mood stability. They protect against cognitive decline and may even help slow the progression of diseases like Alzheimer's. They also reduce joint inflammation, support heart health, and keep your energy steady throughout the day. Now let's be clear. I'm talking about wild-caught salmon, not the farmed kind. Farmed salmon is often pumped with chemicals, artificial coloring, and lower quality fats. Wild-caught salmon, on the other hand, is clean, nutrient-rich, and naturally flavorful. You can literally taste and feel the difference. More than brain food. But salmon isn't just good for your brain. It's a full-body food. It's packed with high-quality protein that supports muscle repair and maintenance. That means stronger legs, steadier balance, and less risk of falls, especially as we age. It's also rich in vitamin D, which is critical for bone health, especially if you're not getting as much sunlight as you used to. And it contains selenium, B vitamins, and a special antioxidant called astaxanthin, which gives salmon its pink color and helps protect your skin from premature aging. Yes, you heard that right. Salmon doesn't just help you feel younger, it can help you look younger too. And here's what I love most about it. It's deeply satisfying. Not just nutritionally, but emotionally. A warm, buttery piece of salmon feels comforting. It feels like you're treating yourself. But what you're really doing is investing in your long-term clarity, vitality, and independence. Easy ways to enjoy wild salmon. Now you might be thinking, I don't have time to cook fancy fish. But wild-caught salmon is shockingly easy to prepare. Pan-sear it with a bit of olive oil, garlic, and lemon, done in 8 minutes. Roast it in the oven with herbs and vegetables. One pan, no fuss. Flake it cold over a salad with spinach, avocado, and walnuts for a brain-boosting lunch. And here's a tip. If fresh wild salmon is hard to find or expensive in your area, look for canned wild-caught salmon. It has almost all the same benefits. It's shelf-stable, and it's incredibly affordable. Mash it up with a little Greek yogurt, mustard, and dill to make salmon salad, or mix with egg and breadcrumbs to form simple salmon cakes. Bottom line? Don't let cost or cooking time hold you back from one of the best things you can put on your plate. Why this matters more than ever. Here's something I've learned after 60. It's not just about how long you live, it's about how well you live. And your brain? It's the command center for everything. Your focus, your decision-making, your mood, your sense of joy and connection. The better you care for your brain, the more freedom you have to enjoy life on your own terms. And that starts with food. Not pills, not powders, not trendy supplements. Real food, healing food, food like wild-caught salmon. Because every bite you take is either building your future or borrowing from it. So tell me, have you tried wild-caught salmon before? Do you have a favorite way to cook it? Or maybe a memory of sharing it with family? Drop a comment below. I read everyone, and I love hearing how these foods are helping you feel better, stronger, sharper. And if you're ready to wrap up this series, don't miss our final video where we pull everything together. I'll share how to create a simple weekly plan using these 12 incredible foods without stress, confusion, or spending hours in the kitchen. This journey to better health? It's not about perfection. It's about momentum meal at a time. Part 6. The simple choices that build a better life. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be consistent. So here we are at the end of this journey together. We've covered 12 powerful, everyday foods that support your heart, your brain, your bones, and your energy. Foods that don't just sit in your stomach, they work behind the scenes to rebuild, restore, and protect the body you live in. But now, I want to leave you with something even more important than what you put on your plate. I want to talk about how you feel when you wake up in the morning. Because real health, especially after 60, isn't about numbers on a lab report. It's not about the size of your genes. It's not about perfection. It's about energy, clarity, peace of mind. It's about being able to move, breathe, and enjoy your life with fewer limits, less pain, and more joy. And here's the truth. That kind of health isn't built in a day. It's built in choices, small ones, repeated over time. From what should I eat to what helps me feel good. Maybe for most of your life, food was about following rules, counting calories, avoiding bad ingredients, feeling guilty when you ate something wrong. But what if food could be something else? What if every bite you take could become a gift to your future self? When you reach for walnuts, instead of crackers, you're feeding your brain. When you saute cabbage instead of microwaving fries, you're restoring your gut. When you sit down to a salmon dinner, you're giving your heart and joints exactly what they need. This isn't about giving things up. It's about adding things in, adding back the nutrients that aging slowly takes away, adding back the strength, the stamina, and the spark that make you feel like you again. And the amazing part? It doesn't take much. You don't need to follow a perfect plan or spend hours in the kitchen. You just need to make a few smart choices consistently. These 12 foods aren't just meals. They're medicine. Let's do a quick recap. You've learned how cabbage feeds your gut, walnuts support your brain, spinach recharges your body, Greek yogurt, eggs, and sardines build your strength. Olive oil, avocados, and chicken thighs protect your heart and hormones. And wild-caught salmon? It does a little bit of everything. These are not exotic, hard-to-find, expensive ingredients. They're humble, honest, healing. And here's the most powerful part. They're available to you, right now, today. You don't need to overhaul your life. Just make a better choice at your next meal. Then do it again, and again. That's where real health begins, not in the pharmacy aisle, but in your kitchen. The power of small, consistent choices. Now I want to talk to the part of you that might still feel overwhelmed. Maybe you're thinking, it's too late for me. Or, I've eaten poorly for too long. Or, I don't have time to cook like this every day. I hear you, and I want to tell you something I know in my bones to be true. It's never too late to feel better. You don't need a clean slate. You just need a clear intention. Start with one food, one meal, one small habit that moves your body in the right direction. Because your health isn't about being perfect, it's about being intentional. And the beautiful thing about intention is it's always available to you. Now it's your turn, let's talk. So, before we close this series, I want to hear from you. Which of these 12 foods are you most excited to try? Or what's one food you've already added to your routine that made you feel better? Leave a comment below. I read every single one, and honestly, your stories keep me going. Whether it's, hey, I swapped toast for avocado, or I finally tried sardines, those little wins matter. And who knows? Your comment might inspire someone else to start their own journey. Closing thoughts. It's not the end, it's the beginning. This might be the last part of the series, but it's not the end. It's the beginning of a new relationship with your body, with your food, with your future. Because aging isn't something we fight, it's something we fuel. And the better we fuel ourselves, the better we feel, live, love, and lead. So whether you're 60, 70, or 80 plus, this is your moment. Not to go back, but to go forward stronger, clearer, and more connected to the life you deserve. Thank you for being here. Thank you for choosing yourself. And thank you for taking this journey with me, only bite at a time.